It was a peaceful Tuesday morning on my 12-acre ranch outside Pine Ridge County, Texas. I was patching up a section of my fence, enjoying the sounds of birds and distant cattle, when raised voices interrupted the stillness. They were coming from Hank Peterson's place, my 72-year-old neighbor who flew the American flag with reverence every morning. Hank, a retired construction foreman and Vietnam veteran, was the kind of neighbor you hope to have, quiet, respectful, and full of stories about the land and life. When I moved in 3 years ago, he was the first to greet me, six-pack in hand, welcoming me to a place that promised peace after years of law enforcement work. But today, something wasn't right. I looked up to see a woman I'd never seen before marching across Hank's field like she owned the place. Blonde bob cut, knockoff blazer, oversized sunglasses, and of course, a clipboard clutched like a weapon of war. I'd seen the type before. 25 years in law enforcement had taught me to read people, and this one screamed, power-hungry without authority. What really caught my attention, though, was how she was inspecting Hank's flagpole like she was conducting a military inspection. From 50 yards away, I could hear her voice carry, "Flagpole exceeds height regulations. Fabric material not up to standard. Improper display timing." What? There wasn't, and had never been, a homeowners association here. People moved out here to escape things like that. But she was talking about bylaws, election results, and even fines, like she was starring in some bureaucratic reality show no one had asked for. I didn't intervene. Not yet. Sometimes the best way to catch a con is to let them play out their whole hand. Pamela Hutchinson, as I'd later learn her name to be, was inventing an HOA from scratch. She claimed she'd been elected president of the Pine Ridge HOA, citing imaginary ballots and self-created titles. Hank tried reasoning with her, asking what the hell she was talking about, but she wasn't interested in reason. She kept escalating, talking louder, issuing threats of fines, legal action, even reporting him to the county. The irony being, I was the county. Sheriff Wade Callahan. And I was standing 50 yards away, letting her dig her own hole. She made Hank, this proud veteran, lower the American flag he'd raised daily for 20 years. Watching that crushed me. I made a decision that night. I installed hidden security cameras around my property. If she was escalating, I wanted every bit of it recorded. My gut told me she wasn't done yet, and I was right. 2 months passed. Pamela got bolder. She converted her garage into a so-called HOA headquarters, complete with handmade signs, filing cabinets, and color-coded violation forms. She started live streaming her compliance walks, gaining an online following of HOA lovers, busybodies, and curious trolls. She filmed herself inspecting mailboxes, counting garden gnomes, even measuring grass height with a ruler. But the day she came after my truck was the day she made her final mistake. It was a quiet Wednesday morning when I saw her storming across my field like a parody of a security officer. She had on a new get-up, laminated badge hanging from her neck that read, Community Standards Director, measuring tape on her belt, folders of paperwork in hand, and a GoPro strapped to her chest broadcasting everything live. My personal truck, a dusty F-150 I used for ranch work, was parked in my driveway, perfectly legal. But Pamela didn't see it that way. She began slapping neon orange stickers on the windows, violation, unauthorized overnight parking. Warning, subject to towing. Final notice, failure to remove vehicle may result in legal action. I watched her from my kitchen window, coffee in hand. She circled the truck like it was a crime scene, narrating her every move for her online audience. I stepped outside calmly. "Ma'am, what exactly are you doing to my truck?" She turned to me with all the confidence of a self-declared dictator. "Sir, this vehicle is in violation of Section 4.2 of the Pine Ridge HOA guidelines. It has been parked improperly for over 24 hours, and you're out of compliance with community regulations." Community regulations? I raised an eyebrow. She jabbed her finger at her clipboard. "These are official documents. This is all enforceable. You'll be fined $250 if this vehicle isn't moved by tomorrow." I kept a straight face. "Mind showing me some ID? Proof of authority?" Her posture stiffened. "I don't have to prove anything to you, Mr. Callahan. I am the elected president of this HOA, and That's when the police radio crackled in my truck window. "Sheriff Callahan, status check on the Riverside domestic." I reached into the window to turn the volume down, but it was too late. Her head tilted. "Why do they keep calling you sheriff?" "Common name around here," I said casually. She didn't buy it. Her face twitched. But her ego wasn't ready to face reality. "You have until 9 a.m. tomorrow," she said, "or I will initiate enforcement action." Her dramatic delivery would have made a soap opera blush. That's when Hank walked up from his house, steaming mug in hand. Wade, what's this woman doing to your truck? Pamela spun toward him. Mr. Peterson, please return to your property. This does not concern you. Like hell it doesn't, Hank snapped. You made me take down my flag because of some fake rules, and now you're doing this? I turned to Pamela. You said you'd have this towed? She smirked. Tow truck is on the way. Perfect, I replied. Let's wait for it. 10 minutes later, a rickety tow truck clunked into view, driven by a teenager who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Pamela flagged him down like she was commanding troops. Tow this vehicle immediately. The kid hesitated. Ma'am, are you sure? This looks like private property. Pamela waved her laminated badge. I am the president of this community. You'll be paid. Just do your job. He got out reluctantly, eyeing me as he approached. Sir, is this your truck? It is. You want me to tow it? No, I said. But if you try, you're going to have a long conversation with the Pine Ridge County Sheriff. The kid blinked. Wait, you're the sheriff? I pulled my real badge from my back pocket. Yup. Pamela's face went pale. That's fake, she screeched. He's impersonating a public official. Somebody call the police. I smiled. You already did, Pamela. I am the police. She took a step back, but her GoPro was still running. The live stream was capturing everything, her fake badges, her fake violations, and now her meltdown. You're trespassing, I said calmly. You vandalized my property. You impersonated a public officer. You've harassed multiple members of this community. And you've been filming yourself doing it the whole time. I was just trying to improve the neighborhood. I gestured toward Hank, who'd crossed his arms, watching silently. You made a veteran take down the American flag on his own land. You invented an entire organization to push people around. You forgot one thing, out here, we don't take kindly to tyrants with clipboards. The squad car arrived just as Pamela tried to storm off. Deputies took her into custody. We had video, documents, and dozens of community witnesses. She was charged with trespassing, harassment, impersonating an official, and destruction of property. But the real justice came later. Her live stream? It went viral. Over 2 million views in the first week. The internet dubbed her Clipboard Karen, and it wasn't long before national news picked it up. She lost her job. Her online followers turned on her. The HOA she invented? Gone. And the best part? A week later, Hank raised his flag again, this time with half the neighborhood watching, lawn chairs lined up across the field. We held a little ceremony. Some folks brought pie. Others brought stories. And when the flag reached the top of the pole, we all saluted. Pamela thought she could bring control to a place built on freedom. Instead, she brought a community together. So yeah, I've seen someone livestream their own downfall, fully confident, fully wrong. In a world full of fake power and louder voices, never forget, real justice doesn't need a camera. It just needs time, and a badge you don't have to laminate.